So, some from the GSC group called YouTube Content Creation and Using Blogging. And we are here with Dr. Amadi to interview him on the GSC courses training, which is interior design and upholstery. So, I have some questions for you. My first question is, can you briefly introduce the skill you're teaching and its real world application?
Yes, I'm teaching industrial interior design and upholstery. Interior design and upholstery is very important in the real world because once you have such a skill, you'll be able to be self-independent and stand on your own with a certificate. And without a job, you can successfully build anything you want. Can to train your children, can build a house, can live a comfortable life. Because the life of an upholsterer or an interior designer, it's very interesting. There's a lot to gain from it financially, and there's a lot to impact on people. So learning the skill as an undergraduate is very important, so that when you get out into the real world and you don't have a job, you can fall back to the skills and use it as a form of learning. You may not even depend on the certificate. Because the world now, the 21st century, is self-independent and reliant on skill. And the skill of upholstery and interior design is very, very important in the contemporary time.
The second question is, why do you believe this skill is important for undergraduate students to learn?
It is important because when you get outside there, the jobs aren't there. No matter what class of degree you have these days, it's kind of difficult to get a genuine job. So when you have the skill, like making upholstery or interior design, it will help you when you don't have a job, when you can still live a comfortable and a fulfilled life.
So, my third question is, what are the basic requirements or prerequisites needed to learn the skills?
The basic requirements are very precise.
Yes.
And all you need to do is just for you to show interest. You must not, and basically, once you show interest, you know how to do it. Then you know what you want. And even as it's not everybody that can be skilled in the construction or the making of the upholstery or the interior design, but once you have the basics idea, you can get those who are skilled and then you guide them on how to do it. You buy the material, you still be at the end of the day benefit from it. You must not necessarily know how to do it, but you must not necessarily be skilled in doing it, but you know how to do it and you can still benefit from it. Then better for you if you know how to do it. It's an added advantage. It's never too late. We are all still very young. Somebody in 300 levels is young. If you dedicate the time for it, learn this portion, then graduate and go for proper training. If there's no how, we will not know how to do it and not be able to benefit from it.
My fourth question is, how long does it typically take for a beginner to learn
to become perfect and become good in it?
Yes.
There are various segments of upholstery or interior decoration. The primary thing, one of the basic things I tell them in class is that even if you cannot acquire all the skills when you're in school for this course, you can learn what you can still acquire something. Take for instance, you can learn how to make a stool. You can learn how to make a throw pillow. When you learn this thing, you can survive alone making throw pillow. Making throw pillow alone can fetch you anything you want. You can use it to achieve anything. You can live a comfortable life. So, and these are basic or simple skills. One is how to package the pillow that's inside, how to sew it, and then making it neat, and then introducing the various styles. So this alone can give you a fantastic life.
What materials, tools, or software does a beginner need to start?
It's not too complex for you. What you need, if you are into upholstery, you just need the material, you need tape, you need scissors, you need needle and thread, then you need, of course, a sewing machine. With this if you have any of these, if you have this material which are easy to get and with little money, what I'm saying is below 50,000, 100,000, you can acquire everything you need for this business or for this skill. And then you can, of course, start it immediately. Then for the interior decoration, you just need to know the good combination of colors, how to mix them, and then a good communication skill with your customer, and then a customer idea. So as an interior decorator or an upholsterer, you don't work in isolation. If you have a customer, you learn to interact with your customers, and then use their idea and work with what will please them. Too much is not needed at all.
That shows that the materials are not expensive and are affordable for
The
their
materials are affordable. What is the usually most important thing is the finishing of any good job. It's what gives it the value it has in the market. You can use something very expensive to make an ugly job and to be wrongly priced. You can use something very cheap to make a beautiful job and you sell it very at a good price.
Can this skill be learned fully online, or does it have to be a physical class?
Yes, learn it online, you won't get there. Yes, you can learn it online, but there's nothing as good as the physical aspect of it, where you watch it physically.
Yes.
Then you are taught how to do it. Yes, you can learn, but the physical teaching is the best of all.
What is the structure of your training program, the modules, the duration?
This interior design and upholstery is really done in first semester of the school, and semester maximum of the semester is about 3.5 months. Okay, and this period of time, the course is a little bit wide for this period, but then as I earlier said, you can still learn some basic things that will be useful to you. Like you can learn how to make soap, you can learn how to make stove, and then you can, from what I teach them, what I tell them in class, once you have that, and you can always do something out of it. There's no strict model and the time frame that is given. You can't learn all, but you can have the grounded beginning that will help you to be adventurous and develop on yourself if you are not feeling it.
What are the common challenges that beginners face when they are starting this game?
Yeah, of course, the common challenges are one is first and foremost your interest in anything you want to do. Some of them just pick it because it's a course and they have filled every other form and then what is left is interior design and upholstery. Then some genuinely want to learn, and then some because of the time frame, what they want to know, we may not be able to cover that. But what for the limited one they've known, they always make just few students of mine that have graduated and are doing very well in selling trophy or making it. I have a girl in Abuja. There's a girl who is also in Bomasho. There's another one in Ibadan. And they are doing pretty well. They went into throw pillows and they are making she went into orthopedic throw pillows, making throw pillows for pregnant women, the round one for children. So she went into dynamics of and she's really doing comfortably from it. So the question again, the challenges, right?
Yes, sir.
The challenges are usually the interest. When they come and they are not interested, it's a big challenge for people. Okay, and then the duration, but it's a challenge too. But then with time, if you are hardworking, you can also overcome it.
So how do you help them overcome this challenge?
Yes, that's why I think that this question has answered the question. Because what I always tell them in class is that the time should not be a challenge. Because even after you've graduated, you can always call me. You can always talk online. You can always talk, and then from what you've learned, the ideas you want. And then some of them even come down. Those who are based in the Durham here, they come and take after lessons or attach them to other people who have similar shops in town and they continue what they want to learn.
My next question is, how can students build a strong portfolio in this skill?
It's just any skill you have, it's just a matter of consistency. And then your zeal, determination to make it work for you. Okay, and there are so many other skills like tailoring, shoemaking, and other one. It depends on the students. If you are in this skill and you say, okay, I want to achieve something from this, you surely make a living, a comfortable life from it.
What separates an average learner from an exceptional one?
Yeah, the separation, an average learner, the separation definitely all has to do with, I think basically has to do with an interest. It's the interest. That's what separates them. The interest, then being adventurous. And then, of course, some people, when it comes to the issue of creativity, your gift matters a lot. What I mean by that is that some of us are internally creative without us knowing. We just need that spark to make it work. And some of us, we just need to be pushed for us to realize, okay, so we can actually do this. So basically, those are the basic ones.
How much can a dedicated student realistically expect to earn within the first 3 months?
It depends. It's like if you take this as a business and you invest good money in it. I used to tell people that upholstery and interior design, upholstery and interior design is one of the most lucrative business. If you put energy into it, you have a good advert, you produce your productions are neat and nice. The amount you can make in 3 months is uncounted. Depends on how you expose yourself. Okay.
Yes, sir. What are the setup costs involved in monetizing this skill?
It depends on the volume you want to make. If you want to come out big, everything depends on how big you want to come out of it. But I think, as I told you, if you want to start in a humble way, all you need is just a sewing machine, and then you have a few thousands to have different colors of materials you use, and then you make good samples that are visible to show your presence that you are there. With that, you can have a good start, and of course, a good location.
Can you please break down the cost revenue?
As in,
Like maybe out of the 100,000 naira,
yeah.
like the cost revenue, what will be going to maybe the phones you'll be buying, what will be going to?
Yeah, it all depends on what you want to make.
Yes, sir.
So assuming you want to go into throw pillows.
Yes, sir.
Right now, the standard price of 1 inch throw pillow, which used to be ½ inch, is now 1 inch. Standard price is 2,500. Okay, with that amount, without the size available in the market, you can get about 6 throw pillows in one. And those throw pillows depend on the stuffings you have. If you can use foam, you can use fiber. You can use fiber and foam. You can use fiber and fiber.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it depends on what you want to mix up to get. So it depends on the material you're going to use.
Okay, sir. And what are the top industries or sectors where this skill is highly demanded?
Well, main industries where they are demanded. The furnishing is demanded. It's sorted out everywhere. There's nowhere that's starting from your home, your kitchen, the hospitals, the markets, the park, everywhere. You need a form of upholstery, a form of furniture to make it part of every facet of human existence. Needs it. Okay?
Yes, sir. Are there opportunities for students to work remotely or internationally?
Of course, it has, as the Japan syndrome is everywhere. If you have a certificate, if you are certified from a recognized organization that you are skillful in upholstery or interior decoration, it's an asset for you anywhere, in all over the world, both locally and internationally. The advice in developed countries that they only want skilled, that's the trace among you youth now, that they only want skilled workers. And skilled workers, the upholstery, interior decoration is primary on top of the list. So you can get, it's endless where your opportunities are unimaginable for a skilled person or a certified upholsterer.
Yes. What platforms are best for showcasing and selling these skills?
It depends. You can use a TikTok, you can use Facebook, you can use Qwix as well. You can use the basic features that are used. And of course, you can also advertise in the newspapers and then on radio. You have your own, like every other product that is being sold. If you have a good advert in all the social medias, you're going to have a good coverage and people will know you. Of course, not just only advertising, they see your product and see that it's good. The sky is the limit.
What mistakes do students make when trying to monetize the skill?
When trying to
monetize the skill.
Yeah, the mistake is one thing about going into any skill, and when you go into a skill, of course, that's a business. It's impatience. You cannot go into a skill and want to make immediate result or immediate gain, or get immediate result or immediate gain. It's not easy. You need patience and then understanding of the dynamics of the market in which you are trying to be part of. Once you have that patience and understanding, the result will be fantastic.
What advice do you give to students who want to scale from small jobs to major projects?
Yes, if you want to scale from a small this one to the major one, you first try and understand where you are going to. And then you should seek advice from those who have been there so that they show you how to get it done. You don't too greedy for profit. You take it. What your primary concern should be first of all satisfying your customer. Once you do a good job, profits and every other thing interest will come later.
Is this still a future proof, or and how is this evolving in the current economy, the Nigerian economy?
It's sure a future proof, and it's what is needed in Nigeria. Learning this skill makes you a producer. Once you are making something the current Nigeria, you are not buying, you are the one producing. There's no how you can do this. It's meant for the future. That's what the future is all about. Everybody says industrialize, industrialize. Being an upholsterer or a furniture or an interior decorator, you are producing something. You are part of the industry in your own way, and the future is yours.
What advanced aspect of this skill should students aspire to learn?
Yes, I think the advanced aspect is to be able to learn to use the machine. When you start growing, you have more machines in your shop to make it internationally accepted and make it have this clinical finishing and make it nice so that anywhere it stands among other companies so that you're wanted. Is to look for the machinery involved.
How long does it take to reach the mastery or expert level competence?
There's no time limit for it. Depends on your determination, how serious you are, and of course, depending on how much you can invest in it. You may not be able to do certain things. The partners you have that include your product can give you a good coverage.
What final advice will you give an undergraduate students about learning and monetizing the skill?
And yeah, what I want them to learn is to be serious about this job, about this skill. As I always tell them in every class, it's very important because what the world is telling about is self-sufficient. And it's upholstery and interior decoration is completely self-sufficient. You should just calm down and learn it so that you can use it, so that when you graduate tomorrow and go out and you don't have a job, you can comfortably survive and acquire anything that gives you a normal lifestyle, a house, a good family, a car, further your school, sponsor your children, and you can use it as a good form of livelihood.
Lastly, what should students do immediately after completing your training to start in?
What I advise them is not to forget about the skills. Start choosing any aspect of the skill that you feel is easiest for you and practicing, because this can what each and every one of the students can use in their homes. They can use it to make their own furniture, design their own houses, make their own pillows, make their own chairs. It's needed for you immediately in the house. So don't forget that. Have that and save you a lot in putting your own home in together or environment together. And from there, even in your own house, you can extend it to your friends, your families, and other form of people who can gain from you directly or indirectly.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's nice talking to you.
Thank you, sir.